Hey guys, so this week we had Language Files 6, which is on semantics, and some things I thought were interesting were one, truth values, and how even though it can be like implied that something is the truth, that's not necessarily indicative that that is a true statement. There could be some truth behind it, but not absolute. And just the example, I just took the quiz, so in the quiz there was the example of Sally's or Millie's, I think it was Sally's favorite beverage is tea. And then it gave the example that Millie ordered latte and Sally ordered tea. And it says, is this indicative or does this prove that the statement Millie's favorite beverage is tea? And the answer is no, it doesn't. Just because she orders tea doesn't necessarily mean that's her favorite beverage. And I just thought that that was a big thing that kind of like a lot of people don't realize that what they say isn't absolutely true. I'm trying, like, people say things and they don't necessarily mean it, but people take it out of context, but that's not what they mean. So I just thought it was kind of related to that. Another thing that I thought was kind of interesting was how at the beginning of the chapter, it said specifically, I think it was like one of the first sentences. It says, every language contains only a finite number of words with their meanings and other linguistic properties stored in the mental lexicon. So I just found that interesting because after watching the dictionary video earlier, like they're constantly adding words to our language, as well as I would feel like there's been words that have been created, like slang words that have been created that always haven't existed. So I don't know what the book is trying to say there. But other than that, another thing that I thought was really interesting was the diagrams and how though some things are like the same, how I gave the example with the dogs, that Fido's a dog and Miffy's a poodle, but they're not necessarily in the same category because one's a names of poodles and not names of dogs. And it kind of reminds me of the thing where it's like a square is a rectangle, but a rectangle isn't necessarily a square, or a rectangle is not a square. And I just thought it was interesting. So thanks.